You want to finish WrestleMania?
Let's finish the story. We're going
Well,
to night 2 of WrestleMania.
Cole tells us that no one has seen Cody all day. He's been locked in his bus, preparing for his final battle against Roman Reigns. Damage Control and Bailey arrive. Meek Mill also rapped.
They did another hype video. I think it was on the YouTube. Not for the, pieces of the story. They did a hype package and they did it with NF. That one was pretty good too.
So some outrageously fat man wearing a vest and nothing underneath sang God Bless America with a lady wearing a couch.
Warren Treaty. They've been around before.
I just know that that fat man was wearing a vest with nothing underneath. So you could see his folds and his jiggles.
More power to him. He's comfortable.
He's ridiculous. So Stephanie McMahon made an appearance. That was a surprise. Stephanie tells us that she's proud to kick off the Triple H era because they're moving as far away from Vince as they possibly can. Dumb son of a bitch. Stephanie does the Are You Ready? And night 2 is underway. And I thought it was a nice little symbolic gesture of having a McMahon handing the torch to Triple H. And I wonder if they planned on having Vince do that. But, since he stopped paying his hooker, they can't do that now.
I don't know if it was real or not, but there was this report that kind of lightly went around that Vince was trying to get into the building and they didn't let him in.
That's funny.
Yeah, his trainer he went on this rant on Twitter. He's like, just remember, if there's no Vince, there'd be no WrestleMania. And it's funny that all the people who say they love you and then they're the first one to turn their backs on you. It's similar to the whole Britney Spears, you lucky she performs for you bastards.
Just leave her alone. I think it'd be funny if they had Punk send Vince away. Oh, I'm sorry, Vince, but got a call from upstairs. Can't have you here. Well, we have Rollins versus McIntyre. That's for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this was perfect in every sense of the word. So McIntyre comes out. Well, first, CM Punk comes out because, he's on commentary. And then McIntyre comes out to Piper's music. Punk says that that's sacrilege. Rollins comes out, of course, dressed like his wife. And the match starts. McIntyre immediately hits a Claymore. Like, holy shit, he did it. They did Seth like this. Then, he kicks out. And then basically it turned into like the Brock Lesnar formula where it was just big move after big move, mostly finishers. It was the moments.
McIntyre was just throwing his haymakers. He's like,
yeah,
this is
exactly.
Over.
Like he was just going for that knockout punch and Seth wouldn't get knocked out. And Seth, he hit like 3 or 4 curb stomps. It was more like Hail Marys instead of knockout punches. It was really interesting. So then they fight outside. Rollins, he gets hit with an awful belly-to-belly suplex. It just, ugh. And then McIntyre stops to tweet. He legitimately tweeted like another bored day at the office or something. That got a lot of
from
buzz.
his wife's phone. Or maybe it wasn't her phone, but she handed him the phone. That was his wife. Remember Sammy's wife? This is the wife you fight for.
Well, McIntyre starts taunting Punk, and then it fucks him. And then after missing their finishers a couple times, McIntyre finally hits a Future Shock DDT, and that's for 2. And then you can see the honest-to-God panic and frustration just creep over McIntyre because he can't put this cross-dressing motherfucker down. You can just see it in his eyes. He's just like, come on.
Yeah, he felt it slipping away.
Right. So then McIntyre teased a GTS to fuck with Punk, and it failed. And then McIntyre gets even more pissed when he failed another Claymore. And then he goes to the announce desk, and Punk loudly says that McIntyre is getting scared because he can't get it done, and now he has to use furniture. And then McIntyre ends up getting stomped on the announce table. So after the stomp, Punk did that classic, well, you can't pin him on the floor, you got to get him in the ring. Which I thought was great. And McIntyre hits another Claymore, and it's 1, 2, 3. And he finally did it.
We have a new heavyweight champion.
He hit him with 2 Claymores. Because he hit him with the one he kicked out. And then the second one, Rollins just stares at him and goes, you're going to have to kill me. And boom. So it's kind of like Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels.
Except for this one, it was like Shawn Michaels was hesitant. Drew McIntyre was not.
So finally, McIntyre has his moment in front of a live crowd, and Rollins cried like a bitch, telling the guy who taunted him for weeks that he deserved it. Good riddance. McIntyre goes to his family, then he celebrates, and then he sets his sight on CM Punk. Tells Cole and McAfee to leave the area. Then he crawls on the announce table like a stripper. Honestly, looked like he was going to give Punk a lap dance. Like, oh, I'm the champion. McIntyre starts talking shit. I want you to know that everything I said I meant. And Punk's like, I can't fucking hear you. Got headphones on. McIntyre tells Punk to stay where he is because if he gets back in the ring, he's going to end his career. And he kneels in front of Punk's face with the belt, and he tells the cameraman to get a good shot. I want to have this on my wall. And McIntyre does the suck it sign to Punk, and then he turns his back. And the second he turns his back, Punk gets up, sweeps McIntyre's legs out from under him, and just starts beating the shit out of him. And then Punk does the old school thing where he takes his cast off very slowly. And he bashes McIntyre in the face with it. And then Punk blows a kiss to McIntyre's family. And all of a sudden, Judgment Day music hits. And out comes Damian Priest. Punk gets on the announce desk like he's seen a mouse. Priest nails McIntyre with the briefcase, throws him into the ring, hits him with, what is it, South of Heaven?
Yep, South of Heaven choke slam.
And he gets 1, 2, 3. And the best part of the whole thing, as much as I shit on her, Samantha Irvin. The genuine excitement in her voice just made that moment so great. She was screaming. It almost seemed like she was about to cry. It was a good moment.
Yeah, she was happy for him.
And the Judgment Day have a cool moment. And McIntyre starts to realize what happened. And he's devastated. Then he turns to CM Punk, who's cross-legged on the Spanish announce desk just applauding. And it was at that moment I texted you and I told you that this feud is going to be biblical. My nipples are hard just thinking about it. Oh,
yeah, I liked everything about the match. McIntyre got his win. I like that. They told the story. So it's a funny thing. I was watching it with the roommate's kid. Before the match started, he said, oh, this is the first time the World Heavyweight Championship has been defended since Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, whatever year that was. Yes, he said all that. And I said, oh, yeah, the match that ended in 18 seconds. And then the bell rings and we get a Claymore kick. I was like, they're doing it again. That was funny. And then, yeah, after the match, all you had to do, McIntyre, was leave. And you still be champion right now. But you had to go and taunt CM Punk. And even CM Punk, he was being patient. He was like, you won. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your family. I can't even hear you right now. Just go. But he kept going. He kept going. He kept going. Punk was just being patient. And then finally, it went too far. The little caveat that it was the second he turned around. Yeah. Loved everything about it. We'll see what happens with Priest and being champion, but everything else aside from that, loved everything about it, and it furthers the feud.
I'm not sure about Priest being champion. I'm glad he cashed it in on the title belt, though, so the Money in the Bank doesn't just become a joke. But we'll see. I mean, good for him. He had to do something with it, and if it furthers Punk and McIntyre, cool.
The little story about the fact that McIntyre, he was calling out Seth Rollins for being so obsessed with the bloodline thing. And then ultimately it was his own obsession with CM Punk that caused him to lose the title.
Good storytelling.
Yeah, that's how you build stories. I would say he's probably, because, they are going to Scotland. So he'll probably have the title back by then. CM Punk will be back. I don't know if Punk is cleared now since he took the brace off. I guess he's closer to being cleared.
I don't know what he is, because he alluded that he's better than he is, but he's also said that they're protecting him from himself. So I think he's just not letting us know how severe or insevere his injury is.
Yeah, which is good. Keep us guessing.
That's a good thing. Absolutely. So moving on, they announced a Cody Rock Roman behind the curtain video on YouTube. And I wrote at the time that we'll see if I've watched it. And I haven't. I did see a Cody video that was an hour long on the YouTube channel, and I'm like, I've dedicated so much time to this story. I can't. So did you happen to catch that?
I didn't.
Okay,
I actually forgot it was. I remember seeing that, but I forgot that it was coming out on Wednesday. So I'm gonna have to circle back and watch it.
well, Rock, Roman, and the Bloodline are filmed walking to the arena, and it's just two big Samoans with their titles.
Sure is.
All right, Lashley versus Karrion Kross. Snoop Dogg was the special guest commentator. I don't know how that follows CM Punk. I don't know if they thought about that. And then Bubba Ray Dudley came out as the special referee. And the Holes had a moment, just like I said they would. And Lashley's team won. And then Snoop Dogg celebrates with them because, you know.
Yeah, it was a fun match for what it was, I guess. I'll stand by that it should have been a SmackDown match, but they wanted to get it on WrestleMania, so there we go. It was a little nostalgia seeing the weather and get the tables from Bubba Ray. Although he caught a lot of shit online. I guess he calls out AEW shows. And here he is working for WWE, so. But it might be back in on Karrion Kross. He's got the mustache, the jacket. It's looking pretty cool. He's showing character.
You're full of shit.
No, I might be back on it. The cross train.
You're going off of the fucking rails then.
Well, let's see how they book it.
You're on
if he keeps
you're on
losing,
a train on the track that just ends. And it's like, oh, we gotta stop the train. We gotta stop it. And it doesn't. You just
No. We'll see where it goes. We will see where it goes. They announced the draft, so maybe they go to Raw.
Oh boy. They have Jade on both shows, so they're gonna continue the long-standing tradition of not giving a shit of who is drafted to what show.
Well, we have a Jade, so they don't care. She's above the rules.
Fair enough. Or anything else on Lashley and Cross?
Not really. I said as much as I could.
Paul Heyman interview. Before that, we get a Roman Cody video package. Well done. Lady asks what the Bloodline rules are, even though we've seen so many Bloodline rules matches by this point. Heyman says the rules are whatever they say they are. And it's basically until one man is announced the Universal Undisputed Champion and the other man goes home to his wife, Brandy. Tonight, Roman reigns and the Bloodline rules.
Little correction. We've only seen one Bloodline rules match, and that was on Monday.
No, we saw another one.
Those were tribal combat.
I swear we've seen a Bloodline rules match.
Yeah, those were tribal combat.
Okay, I stand corrected then. I'm too lazy to fucking fact check it. I just feel like we've seen it. It's a fucking no DQ match. The stupid bitch knows what it is.
My thing was like, yeah, we just seen on Friday or Monday or whatever that was. We just seen what the rules were.
Either way, she was on the show. She knows what a Bloodline rules match is. It's a dumb question. So LA Knight versus AJ Styles was next. Knight arrived in a Slim Jim car to give it away to a fan, which he did.
That fan seemed like they didn't even know what the hell was happening.
She didn't give a shit at all. She was probably drunk.
Yeah, he was handing her the keys, and she's like,
"Oh, thank you. I
like,
appreciate it. It's just a call. Get one of these every day."
Yeah, we win one every month.
So this is pretty straightforward. They got their highlights in. Honestly, I kind of felt like this was a SmackDown match until they told the story with Knight's leg. And I thought Styles took a hell of a fall on the ropes when he got cut off on the phenomenal forearm. And Knight won with the BFT, of course. It's pretty solid. Nothing special considering that they went to the home invasion angle. I think Styles is a better heel for sure. But yeah, nothing really to write home to mom about.
Yeah, my only thing was how over LA Knight was.
Yeah, he's still over. Not that that's a bad thing. Or surprising.
It's not, but it's still just nice to see all they've done to him, and he's still over. So I guess he's been kind of protected.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really done anything to him. CM Punk and Randy Orton come in, so he kind of has to go down a notch.
For now. We'll see what happens.
For now, yeah. Well, then they announced the King of the Ring is going to be in May. It's also going to be in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. It's cool that we're getting the King of the Ring, though.
Yeah, the King of the Ring, and then we also have Backlash. So 2 pay-per-views in May.
Is the King of the Ring going to be a pay-per-view? They kind of made it seem like it was going to be like a live event.
I think so.
They did a showcase of the Hall of Fame inductees. Barry Windham sure looked different.
He looks like Trace Atkins.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Windham and IRS were both showing off Bray Wyatt shirts, and I thought IRS looked just very heartbreaking and small and sad. Thunderbolt Patterson was there, not looking like he gave two shits. And he looked a lot like Ernie Ladd to me for some reason. And Bull Nakano looked really good. She looked like a grown-up Kari Sane.
Yeah, I was like, man, she doesn't look that old.
Yeah, I'd smash the shit out of that, yeah.
She might be able to get it.
Rock's grandma was next. Muhammad Ali was inducted as well. I thought he was in the Hall of Fame. I don't know how Arnold Schwarzenegger's in there before him.
Yeah, I thought he was in there too. But better late than never, I guess.
And then Paul Heyman, he had a moment with his ECW music. Did you see the clip where he told everybody to suck his dick?
Oh yeah, he did that at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, good shit.
I forgot to mention that part. I was more worried about the mentioning of Brock Lesnar than his dick.
That's fair, I guess. In hindsight. So we get Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. And this is for the U.S. title. And Logan Paul came out with someone dressed as a stupid Prime bottle, so you know that they're going to get in the match at some point. Before the match, little bitch-ass Sami Zayn told Kevin Owens it's his turn now. And Owens comes to the ring in a golf cart. Orton drives to the ring in the golf cart with Owens. Fuck this, because it was stupid. You know what? This was actually fairly entertaining, though, for a triple threat match. I like how Owens and Orton basically played horse with Paul's lifeless body. You know, they were one-upping each other.
They were doing really good on the team up part.
And then the lead up to Owens and Orton finally going at it was great, too, because they're like, oh, do you want to do this now? No, let's wait. And then Orton tried to surprise him with that RKO. It didn't work. And the crowd chants, you fucked up. Orton just slowly turns around. And Owens is like, okay, I guess we're doing this now. They did it. And Paul hit a swanton on Owens from the top rope. And then he rolled and hit a frog splash onto Orton. And that was fucking awesome. And Logan Paul outpunches Orton and he gets booed massively. Owens gets RKO'd but kicks out, of course. And then Owens rolled out of the ring. Paul hits Orton with his brass knuckles for 2. So that means Orton withstood the brass knuckles from a boxer.
Yeah, that was a little surprising. I don't know why that happened. Maybe Kevin Owens could have broke it up or something, but just having a kick out. You just got hit with brass knuckles and you're kicking out.
Well, yeah, think about it. Logan Paul has used those brass knuckles to not only defend his title, but that's how he won his title. And one more time, he hits veteran Randy Orton square in the jaw with it. And Orton kicks out. So now, Logan Paul, he's got to find something else to beat him with. Logan Paul's a gutsy babyface. Paul also hits Owens with the brass knuckles, and I thought that was it for him. It sure looked like it. Paul tries to hit Orton again, but then he eats an RKO. And Orton ends up getting the brass knuckles, but slowly hands them to the ref. And then he signals for a punt. The stupid Prime bottle then gets involved. And it barks at Orton, says fuck a bunch of times. And Orton RKOs it on the announce desk. Paul hits a distracted Orton, then tries to hit a frog splash. Owens back. He hits Paul with a pop-up powerbomb. He tries to hit Orton with a pop-up powerbomb, but then it gets turned into an RKO, which was awesome. And then Paul tosses Orton out of the ring, and he hits Owens with a frog splash, and that gets the win.
The Prime bottle was none other than I Show Speed, who's a Twitch streamer. I'll just say I'm not his target audience. He set off fireworks in his house, almost burned his house down, and he does a lot of
so he's retarded.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this like Skype type chat thing. It's called like Omegle or Omegle or something. So you go like face-to-face chat rooms with people. So he does that a lot, and then he like gets the women on there, and then he starts acting crazy. Yeah, he said, "Oh, if we were the last 2 people on Earth, would you have sex with me?" The lady was like, "No." He's like, "We're the last 2 people. Who gonna stop me?"
Well, He's got a point, I guess.
He does.
Bailey versus Io, and it's for the lesser women's title. And Bailey won with the rose plant. I thought it was a good match. Just felt like a long SmackDown match, though. A very long SmackDown match. I thought it was surprising that none of the friends that Io chose over Bailey came out to help her retain her title. And I thought Io sold the rose plant like a fucking soldier.
Yeah, I thought of the women's matches, this was probably the better one on the card. Like between Rhea and Becky.
Yeah.
And then the Triple Bs. This was, the best one on the card. But there was that one moment where Io, well, first of all, her presentation, it made her feel like kind of a big deal or important.
I felt like it was a little underwhelming. Like if she was a challenger or just another person on the card, sure. But she's the champion and she just got the flashing lights and she got that shitty little clip art video.
I just felt like she felt like a bigger deal. And then there was that moment where she countered the rose plant where Bailey hit it and then she did that flip. And then the crowd was like, holy shit. That was a good moment. But unfortunately, right after that, the rose plant was hit. And new.
It makes sense that Bailey won. I just don't know in hindsight if that was the good decision. But I guess we'll get there.
Damage Control has nothing now. It seems like we're heading for them to have less than nothing.
Well, Backlash is in France, just like he said. And they promoted it, and it's 3 weeks from Saturday. Snoop Dogg announced the attendance. I don't give a shit. The Eagles cheerleaders were there too.
Oh yeah, it was like the 2-night record.
Well, finally, we are at the moment we've all been waiting for. It's Cody versus Roman for the undisputed Universal Championship. They did a banger of a hype video before the match. Loved it all. I wanted to jump in there and fight Roman myself. Get my ass whooped. Just go in there and just immediately get punched. I like that they don't shy away from Cody's AEW past because they showed Nick and Matt Jackson in the video.
They kind of had to, yeah. Telling the story.
Well, they don't really have to. They could have shown him just posing on the little TBS logo thing.
Or blurred them out. He's standing with two blurry figures.
Two somebodies. And Cody comes out with this fucking Dances with Wolves music, wearing a skull mask and flames and tattered war banners all over the place. God, it felt epic. His wife Brandy was there. She looks good. Roman gets the entrance Gunther should have got, I think. I think Gunther should have got the... Yeah, he should have got a choir. But Roman's entrance was great. And Cody and Roman have a stare down. I think Roman says one more dance to him. And then finally we're off. Cody gets a table early. Roman stops him. And then Roman picks the table up and tosses it under the ring. Finally making me a Roman fan. Fucking tables. Reigns uses a kendo stick. Roman took out Paul's stupid Prime display, which I thought was great. He made me such a fan of him. He did all the things that I want all the wrestlers to do. It's great. Reigns and Cody fight through the crowd. Roman gets suplexed on a table. And then they fight back to the ring. Cody gets powerbombed after going for a disaster kick. Roman calls Cody a little bitch. So there's a lot of cursing in this WrestleMania. And I'm not sure I'm a fan of all that. Like from WrestleMania 1 through at least 14, it's pretty wholesome. But this WrestleMania, you got the commentators saying shit and you got all these fucks. I think they're overdoing it just a little bit. I want you to think really hard where that's coming from.
Yeah, I could see that.
At least the commentator. I don't think the commentators should be in on the cursing.
That was the first time the commentator, or I heard the commentators actually cuss. Usually they leave it to the talent to do it.
There was an awesome double clothesline spot. And then Cody finally hit his disaster kick. But it's only for 2. Cody then goes for a Cody cutter. But Roman counters with a crossroads for 2. And then Roman starts immediately laughing. And he says, that move sucks. It don't beat nobody. I just used it to rub it in his face. Turns to Paul. I just did to rub it in his face. I didn't try to beat him with it.
Yeah.
Cody hits a bionic elbow to Roman, and then he rolls out of the ring. Cody clears the announce desk and grabs Roman, and Cody gets hit in the balls. And then Cody gets powerbombed through the announce desk. Roman rolls Cody into the ring and hits a Superman punch, and that gets a 2 count. Then Roman goes for a spear, but Cody blocks it. He hits a Cody cutter for 2. And then Roman goes for a rock bottom. Cody gets out of it and hits a spear, but that's a 2 count. Cody hits his crossroads. He's going for a consecutive one, but Jimmy super kicks him right in the fucking face. Jimmy picks up Cody so Roman can deliver another Superman punch. Then Jay's music hits. So naturally, Jay comes out. And Roman tells Jimmy to go handle him. Jimmy and Jay fight to the entrance ramp. Jay spears Jimmy off the entrance ramp. Cody tries a quick little roll up, but Roman kicks out and hits Cody with a spear. That gets a 2 count. And Roman's livid. He's even threatening little Nate at this point, who's the referee. And Roman tries to lock in the guillotine, but they fight to the floor. Cody spears Roman through the barricade. Cody gets Roman in the ring and hits him with 2 consecutive crossroads. And then just before he's about to hit that third, Solo comes out of nowhere. He hits Cody with the Samoan spike. Solo drags Roman on top of Cody, but he kicks out. Solo turns around and he's like, what the fuck? And he starts beating Cody's ass. And Solo starts shouting at Roman to finish it. Roman's like, I know! Then Solo and Roman hit Cody with a spear and a spike combination. And Cody crumpled like a piece of fucking paper. Somehow, Cody kicks out of all of that. Then John Cena's music plays. John Cena comes out. He starts whooping Solo's ass. Cena hits Roman with the FU. Then he FUs Solo through the Spanish announce table. Then The Rock's music plays. Rock comes out. He's slinging obscenities. Cena and Rock have a moment. Cena still has the bald spot. Cena does the you can't see me, and then he takes a swing at the Rock. Rock bottoms Cena. Oh shit. Then the Rock takes off his weightlifting belt. It's the Mama Rhodes belt. And it looks like Cena's going to be the Rock's bitch. And then the Shield music plays. And the Shield music plays. And the Shield music plays. And the Shield music plays. Finally, Roman slides in the ring and Superman punches Seth Rollins. Then the Shield music stopped. Then The Rock starts talking shit to Mama Rhodes. Rock goes to whip Cody with the Mama Rhodes belt. And then boom, lights go out. Crowd loses their shit. Lights come back on. And the Undertaker is right behind The Rock. The Rock's talking shit at the entranceway. Like, oh, you gonna come out here? I'm gonna blah, 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 blah. Then he slowly turns around, sees it's the Undertaker. He goes to hit the Undertaker with the belt. Undertaker grabs him by the throat, hits The Rock, the final boss, with a fucking choke slam. Lights go out, back on, Taker's gone. And then when the lights come back on, it's just Cody and Roman in the middle of the ring. In between them is the Mama Rhodes belt and a chair. Roman gets to his feet first, and he has to decide to use the belt or the chair. Roman chooses the chair. Roman sees Cody Rhodes right before him, and he stops. He turns, and he sees Seth Rollins struggling to get to his feet. Does Roman strike Cody down, put an end to his greatest foe since Lesnar? Or does he take revenge on Seth Rollins after a 10-year betrayal? Roman chooses Seth. Then Roman goes to spear Cody. Cody kicks Roman in the face and hits a crossroads. Cody slowly picks Roman back up for a second time and hits him with another crossroads. Cody picks Roman up for a third time, and this is the hardest thing Cody has ever had to do. His whole body's trembling. He's so weak from exhaustion, from getting his ass whooped. He's had The Rock, he's had Solo, he's had Jimmy. Now he has Roman. And with his last bit of energy, he hits him with a third crossroads. Heyman shouts, "No!" Cody slides on top of Roman. 1, 2, 3. It's over. And little Nate finally hands Cody his belt. Cody celebrates with brandy. Rock, Roman, and Heyman leave with their tails between their legs. There's a nice moment where Little Nate hands Rock his Mama Rhodes belt back, and Rock just snatches it from him. The baby faces Roman beat, and that little bitch of a piece of shit Sami Zayn came out to congratulate Cody and put him on their shoulders. Punk came out, and he raised Cody's arm. Cody and Mama Rhodes hugged, and he gave her the title. Cody gets on the mic and says he's surrounded by greatness in the ring and in this stadium, but wants to thank two important people, Triple H and Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard comes out, they hug, and then Triple H comes out and they have a hug and have a little moment. Cody gets his arms raised and he gets on the babyface's shoulders again, also that piece of shit Sami Zayn. And Cody goes to ringside to shake everyone's hand. Cody shakes Rollins' hand, says he owes him. Rollins was selling the chair. Michael Cole tells Cody that he loves him. Very heartfelt. I still hate Michael Cole. Cody also hugged the camera people and Nick Khan. And then Cody tells everybody to get out of his fucking ring so he can have his moment. And he does. And that was WrestleMania 40.
Oh man. That was an emotional main event. You give me shit about, oh, you don't like wrestling. This was my wrestling. Overbooked, nostalgia hits. You get the John Cena, the Undertaker coming out. And, they came out like one by one. I wouldn't say it was predictable, but, oh, here comes Jimmy. Oh, here comes Jay. And it's like, who's next? Solo. Oh, who's going to get Solo? Oh, here comes John Cena. There's a little bit of me because John Cena and Stone Cold were on the production truck. So I expected to hear the glass shatter. Apparently a lot of people did. And there was a story on why that didn't happen.
Not that I don't like seeing The Undertaker. I wish The Undertaker wouldn't have come as Mark Calloway. Come on, man. You couldn't fucking at least put on a robe or something?
Yeah, I could see that.
He just walked out of bed. Just in Philadelphia. I'll chokeslam The Rock. It's cool. But I think...
I guess this is his version of The Undertaker now, though. I don't know.
It's a stupid version. But yeah, it should have been Austin. But what do you got to do?
Yeah, this is just a little nitpick, but I don't even want to say I was disappointed that it was The Undertaker, but I was expecting Austin. Can be.
It's not Austin and The Rock's moment. It's Cody's moment. We just want Austin because it's Austin and it's for us.
Yeah. I guess the best way to kind of put it into terms is like, I'm getting a cheesecake and I expect that I'm going to get a whole cheesecake, but I only get like a slice of it. It's like, well, it's still cheesecake, so there's that. I just thought there was going to be more of it. So yeah, that's the one thing. But Seth Rollins being the Shield, Roman Reigns, he had his moment. He's like, do I get revenge for this 10 years? Because it was, you can hit him in the back with the chair.
Even during this 1,000-day run, he hasn't wrestled Rollins?
He has, but he never beat him. It was a disqualification.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
They're telling that story that he's never beat Rollins.
No, that's good. Okay.
But yeah, it was a sad day over here. Our tribal chief, no longer champion, bloodline, we're in shambles. Now that's fast forwarding a little bit, but
do you think that it should have been Rock and Roman now?
Even going into it, just like the build that's happening now, I'm happy with what we got. So the audible was the right call at the end of the day.
I think
all of it. The Rock
yep.
coming out to say, I'm going to WrestleMania. Cody saying, no, you're not. It all played to a perfect thing. And like you said, just to think, even if it was Cody, it was just going to be a standard run-of-the-mill WrestleMania, but fans forced change and it went for the better.
It was. Think about it. If we would have had Rock and Roman, next Monday, we would just be back to where we were last Raw after WrestleMania. Cody would still be chasing the title, maybe. Rock would be going away. Roman would have the belt, and he would be around sporadically. Now, the belt's on somebody else. We got somewhere we're going. And then the bad guys, they got something they're doing. And Roman can still do whatever the fuck Roman does.
Yeah, it did work out, but not having the belt in the bloodline is kind of hard. I was trying not to whoa so hard. Like, no, I can't betray Roman. Like, I
Well,
wanted to be a part of that big woe. But I was like, I gotta stay true to my bloodline.
well, the bloodline has fallen.
Unfortunately, I don't know what to think about it when we get into that. But yeah, awesome WrestleMania.
Now I'm hearing that it's the best WrestleMania.
Well, Triple H is hammering that down. So I can't say that it was the best WrestleMania.
It's
And I
best
was
one in
thinking
a
about the
while.
main event. I can't say that it's the best main event finish, but I'm hard pressed to find something that's better.
Brett and Sean.
Oh, the Iron Man match?
Yeah, I think that was better.
Yeah, I guess that goes to like if you're a wrestling purist or
Well, it's not even that. Brett was the traditionalist. Sean was the new, brash, young guy coming in.
the boyhood dream.
Yeah, but they're so alike and they're masters of their craft. That type of shit. Very different story, obviously, but I thought that was a little better.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. It's definitely top three. I can say that for sure. Top two, even.
I'll say it's the best one in the last 5 years.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, it's probably the last 10 years. Maybe it's just like because I can't just like think of every main event off the top of my head. Maybe that goes into it too.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty damn good pay per view. The triple threat Latinos, maybe that one was like a miss for me. Aside from that, yeah, pretty much every match.
Could have done without Lashley and the other ones.
Yeah, that too. Scarlett was there. That's a good point you bring up there. Corey Graves said this is their first appearance at WrestleMania. All of them, even Paul Ellering. And he said, "Oh, I had to fact check this." Nope, you didn't because talk to him, Hawk.
So not only did you lied about researching the lie.
Yeah. Because I think it was what was it, WrestleMania like 7 or something?
That was one of them.
And they were standing on the stage, and then they were taking turns passing it off to each other by calling each other's names. Tell him, Hawk. Back to you, Road Warrior. Animal. Tell him, Paul. They kept doing that. So
yeah,
maybe they were saying like the first like match he was a part of, but even that, I don't think that was even in the first instance there either.
So yeah, that's bullshit. He did that for the Road Warriors.
They said first appearance at WrestleMania, so
yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Gotcha.